Come on, go live. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am joined today by Caroline and Rob, and we will do our personal Golden Globe nominations for this year. But before I do, I have an announcement. I will be launching my own podcast.
Oh, wow.
I focus so much on Golden Globes, and I've been doing nominations for the past years. I figured now's the perfect time to turn it into a podcast. I'm gonna have guests on, and we're gonna talk about that year in Golden Globes and what we were nominated if we were voters that year. It's gonna be a lot of history, a lot of fun, and expect more on my Twitter page very soon about it. But that's why I kind of wanted to do this. Not only because I think the Globes this year was out of control, but I think this would be a good way to lead into what might happen on my podcast. Thank you guys for joining me. And as always, their information is down in the description below. Give them some support. And yeah, let's dive on in. I want to start with international film because that is my most normal category I have. For international film, I have All Quiet on the Western Front, Close, Decision to Leave, EO, and RRR.
I had All Quiet on the Western Front, Close, Decision. Yeah, basically. Sorry, the audio is a little bit iffy. So
yeah, I've noticed that too. The problems I have that.
Okay, yeah, I have what you have.
Okay. I'm gonna try switch over a better Wi-Fi, so excuse me for a second. If I need to restart this, I can. Okay, that should work better.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is everyone here?
Yes.
Okay, much better. Caroline, what's your international films?
Yeah.
I have RRR, Bardo, All Quiet on the Western Front, EO, and Holy Spider. Mind you, haven't seen a whole lot, so some of it is just kind of me looking at the plot descriptions and going, yep, that sounds good.
That's not a problem. That's pretty much international film in a nutshell. Animated film. I had Inuo, which is the anime they nominated. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Pinocchio, Turning Red, and Wendell and Wild. Haven't seen Puss in Boots, so I can't nominate.
I had everything except Inuo.
What did you have in its place?
In its place, I had Puss in Boots too.
Okay. Again, I haven't seen Puss in Boots, so I can't nominate it.
I'm not saying that Inuo was out of the running.
Well, these are supposed to be what we want.
I didn't see it either, but I just nominated it anyway.
Okay. Caroline, what's yours?
I just follow the precursor route.
Well, the whole point of this was supposed to do what we wanted to nominate.
Well, so part of the problem is I haven't seen many animated movies this year. So we got the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Turning Red, Wendell and Wild, and Lightyear, just because that's like the last animated movie I've seen. Those are like the only animated movies I've seen this year.
That's fine. I have Pinocchio and tons of other categories, including a surprise that might blow your mind, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll do best score. Babylon. Haven't seen it yet, but listen to the score. It's fantastic. The Batman, Barbarian, Pinocchio, and RRR.
I had Babylon, Batman, Fabelmans, Pinocchio, and Women Talking.
I have Babylon, the Batman, Wakanda Forever, the Fabelmans, and Pinocchio, with honorable mention to Top Gun Maverick.
That almost made my list too. I would have nominated it, but again, I only have 5 spots.
Yep.
That's the problem, only having 5 spots, because you can name 10 others that should be nominated with them. I mean, it's weird their score category was
Sheryl Crow said the first cut is the deepest. Sheryl Crow said the first cut is the deepest. In predicting awards nominations, the 5th slot is the hardest.
yeah.
Correct.
It's kind of weird that both
The
scored.
slot 5 you out.
It's both weird that both score and song at the Globes were pretty normal compared to past years. Like usually they're the crazy categories, but they went pretty safe this year. Best song: Ciao Papa, Pinocchio, Hold My Hand, Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Natu Natu, RRR, and Unredeemable from Spirited.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I have everything that they nominated.
Okay, that's fine.
I have Lift Me Up, Hold My Hand, Carolina, Natu Natu, and Good Afternoon from Spirited. Just
Yeah.
because Good Afternoon is a banger and a half.
Yeah, I couldn't decide which Spirited song to nominate.
Unredeemable would be the most like Globesy nomination because it's very like in line with like a This Is Me, the kind of inspirational type song
Yeah.
they always like to have one of. But I can't not nominate Good Afternoon.
Yeah, fair enough. I have Spirited in one more category, but we'll get to that. Best screenplay, I have After Sun, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, and Spoiler Alert. Yeah. Not only just for you, Caroline, but in all seriousness, I really love that movie.
Like it was. Listen,
Now, this is another category where I went along with what they went with.
Okay. Caroline?
So
It's a wide screenplay is a wide open thing because they recognize both adapted and original.
Mm-hmm. So I went with Glass Onion, Wakanda Forever, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, and Spoiler Alert. Because Spoiler Alert is one, it's been mentioned many a time. It is my favorite book of all time.
Yeah.
And the movie was such a good, faithful adaptation of the book.
Yeah.
And it made me so happy. And it was a better film than like everyone was making it out to be. Like I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't expect it to hit me as hard as it actually did.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's an excellent film. Best director: James Cameron, Avatar: The Way of Water, S.S. Rajamouli, RRR, Steven Spielberg, The Fabelmans, Guillermo del Toro for Pinocchio. Yes, I nominated him in directing, and Charlotte Wells for After Sun.
I very reluctantly went with what the eventual nominees were, and this was not an easy decision to make because I really want to see Sarah Polley make the cut next month.
But you could
But she's having such a hard path because
No, but we're doing what we want to nominate.
Yeah,
not like
exactly.
what we're
That's the whole
predicting
point of
to
this.
nominate. This
That
is like
was the
if
whole
we were in
point
charge
of
of nominations, what we would nominate.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this live stream. This is well.
in most categories, there were mismatches. So there won't exactly be a whole bunch more instances where it was a 5 for 5.
Well, but this is just if you.
I mean, I did once.
But you could have nominated whatever you wanted.
Like the whole point is that we're not trying to predict, we're not trying to do. It's just like using the rules the Globes has set forth. Who would you nominate based on their rules?
Exactly. It's like if you wanted to nominate Sarah Polley, you should have. That was the whole point of this.
I initially did.
But you
I
should.
initially did.
But you should have kept it if that's what you wanted.
So I have in director, I've got Steven Spielberg, S.S. Rajamouli, The Daniels, Gina Prince Bythewood, and Rian Johnson.
See? Yeah, the whole point is like what we would have nominated. And it pains me to not include the Daniels, but again, I only have so many spots, and I thought it would have been better to include Guillermo del Toro.
See, if I
On the
had
morning
another
of the
spot-
nominations next month,
See,
are
if I
they
had
going to
another-
say Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, or are they going to say the Daniels?
Daniel Kwan, Daniel Scheider.
But everyone just refers to them as the Daniels.
The quicker way to go. The same way I do Joel and Ethan as the Cobros.
Well, and it's kind of like I've started to. This is more for the TV side, but like whenever they're like Steve Martin and Martin Short, I saw someone else do this, and I started doing it, referring to them as Steve Martin Short.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll do supporting actress next. Sorry, I'm just. Supporting actress, I have Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Dahlia De Leon for Triangle of Sadness, and Janelle Monáe for Glass Onion.
So I have Angela Bassett.
I have everybody. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, you can go.
This is.
Go ahead and go.
This isn't working.
I have everybody except Dolly De Leon.
Who do you have in that spot?
In addition, I have Angela Bassett, Carrie Condon, Jamie Lee Curtis, Stephanie Hsu, and Janelle Monáe.
All right. So I have Angela Bassett, Thuso Mebadu, Kiki Palmer, Janelle Monáe, and Stephanie Hsu.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just distracted. Best supporting actor. I've been waiting to announce this. Paul Dano for The Fabelmans, Colin Farrell for The Batman, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin, Luke McFarlane for Bros. I'll explain that in a minute. And K.Q. Kwan. K.Q. Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I know Luke McFarlane.
You have McFarlane there because I do have McFarlane in somewhere else.
I put him in supporting because I feel like considering award season, everyone who should be lead is in supporting, and everyone who should be supporting is now in lead. I'm just kind of like F it at this point.
I have Paul Dano, Brendan Gleeson, Brian Tyree Henry, Barry Keoghan, and K.Q. Kwan.
So I have K.Q. Kwan. I have Paul Dano. I have Brian Tyree Henry. I have Ed Norton for Glass Onion, and I have Ben Aldridge for Spoiler Alert.
I don't know what's happening. Sorry about that. I believe, Caroline, you were going to announce yours.
Oh, I already did. I think you froze while I did it.
Yeah.
I had Ke-Huy Quan, Paul Dano, Brian Tyree Henry, Ed Norton, and Ben Aldridge.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Rob?
Paul Dano, Brendan Gleeson, Brian Tyree Henry, Barry Keoghan, and Ke-Huy Quan.
Nice. Like, I'm surprised they didn't nominate anyone from the Fabelmans, and I'm surprised they doubled up on Banshees.
Well, and the fact too that the one person they did nominate from Fabelmans is quite frankly like the weakest performance in
No.
Fabelmans.
I know, right? We'll talk about her when we get to actress drama.
I watched Banshees of Inisherin last night on HBO Max, and Keoghan really had a lack of prominence.
I still thought he was great. I nominated him over Brendan Gleeson, so
He was great. I just think that he could have been in it a little more.
But that's Martin Madonna's
Well, it
choice
is
to
a
make.
supporting performance.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. The whole point is he's supposed to be supporting. Actress comedy. Julia Roberts, Ticket to Paradise. Amanda Steinberg, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Anya Taylor-Joy, The Menu. Sigourney Weaver, The Good House, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I've got Michelle Yeoh. I have Margot Robbie. I have Anya Taylor-Joy. I have Julia Roberts, and I have Regina Hall for Hunk for Jesus, Save Your Soul.
Nice.
I have everything they nominated.
Okay. Give me 1 second. All right. Best actor comedy. This one is more interesting. Daniel Craig, Glass Onion. Harris Dickinson, The Triangle of Sadness. Colin Farrell, The Banshees of Inisherin. Will Ferrell for Spirited. And N.T. Rama Rao Jr. for RRR.
I have Rafe Fiennes for The Menu. I have Daniel Craig for Glass Onion. I have Cooper Rafe for Cha Cha Real Smooth.
Yes.
I have Will Ferrell for Spirited, and I have Luke McFarlane for Bros.
There he is. There's Luke McFarlane.
Same 5 for the actual nominees.
Okay. That's not a surprise. All right, let's do actress drama. Because this one has a major inclusion that they should have done and a nice change.
All right.
Kate Blanchett, Tar, Viola Davis, The Woman King. Daniel Deadwyler for Till, damn it. That still pissed me off that she got it. That Ana de Armas got it over her, sorry.
Mhm.
Taylor Russell for Bones and All, and Michelle Williams for The Fablemans.
Michelle Williams, Daniel Deadwyler, Kate Blanchett, Viola Davis, and Jennifer Lawrence for Causeway.
Nice.
Kate Blanchett, Viola Davis, Ana de Armas, Danielle Deadwyler, and Michelle Williams.
So just no Olivia Colman like they did.
I get a feeling that's going to
No.
be that Olivia Colman might pop up at BAFTAs, like if we're like talking predictions wise, like I have a feeling BAFTAs might be the only other place Olivia Colman pops up.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think she gets on a SAG.
Even as they bypassed her for the last 2 films.
But I wouldn't say exactly bypassed her. Like she was great in both The Lost Daughter and her movies in the previous years were stronger than they are now. Like Empire Light is just not strong.
Can I talk about her for a second?
Absolutely.
Okay. Did the Academy do the right thing in choosing her over Glenn Close?
Yes. Out of the 2, I would have picked Olivia Colman. If I was picking based out of that 5, it would have been neither of them. I would have personally picked Melissa McCarthy for Everything Everywhere. Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Yeah, that's what I would have picked personally out of the 5. Based on the 2 that were in the lead, Olivia Colman and Glenn Close, they chose the right one out of the 2. We're going to do actor drama.
Are you willing? I mean, never mind. Go ahead.
No, you can go.
Actor in a drama?
Yeah.
Austin Butler, Tom Cruise, Brendan Fraser, Paul Mescal, and Bill Nye.
All right. For mine, I have Austin Butler for Elvis, Timothy Chalamet for Bones and All. Yes, I went double Bones and All. Brendan Fraser, The Whale, Jim Parsons for Spoiler, and Jeremy Pope for The Inspection.
So I have Austin Butler, Brendan Fraser. I have Jim Parsons for Spoiler Alert. I have Gabriel LaBelle for The Fablemans, and I have Daniel Kaluuya for Nope.
One thing I want to say, if you have not seen The Inspection, please do. Jeremy Pope is fucking excellent in it.
You don't even have to say anything past Jeremy Pope. You just have to say Jeremy Pope, and
Yeah.
I'm there. You got me.
Like he plays a gay recruitment in the United States Air Force, and it's excellent. He's excellent in it.
Listen, I mean, I know people were very split on Hollywood, but I think we can all agree he was phenomenal in Hollywood.
Yeah, he should have got the Oscar He should get an Oscar nomination. It's not going to happen, but he should.
You never know. The last few years, they've done some interesting kind of fifth spot nominations, and he could be that like interesting fifth spot.
I hope so. I really do, but we shall see. Now we're going to do Best Picture Comedy.
All right.
This one is I have The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Glass Onion, Pinocchio, and RR.
I have Glass Onion, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Spirited, RRR, and Babylon because listen, I know the reviews are iffy, but just from the sounds of it, it sounds like one of those movies that like it might be iffy, but I'm going to eat up every last moment of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this that I went with everything they went with, not just for comedy and musical, but also for drama.
Okay. Drama, I have something completely different. Well, not completely, actually, pretty much completely different. After Sun, this is drama. After Sun, Avatar on the Way of Water, The Fablemans, Spoiler, and Top Gun Maverick.
I've got Wakanda Forever, Top Gun Maverick, spoiler alert, The Woman King, and The Fablemans.
Nice. I know, Caroline, you didn't do TV, but do you still want to talk about TV? Like, you don't have to have like.
All I need to say about TV
Sure.
is that the boys should have been nominated, and the Io Edebiri snub hurt.
I lost a bet to the Club Ortiz, and now I have to live react to the Golden Globes dressed up as a superhero now. So thank you, Club Ortiz. Appreciate it.
I mean, truly, they snubbed an Amazon show, which is like a first for them, and B, the boys. Critics' Choice, I think, is going to rectify it. But Anthony Starr deserves more nominations than he's received.
He deserves a win.
Oh, he deserves because it doesn't matter what category The Boys is in. He gave the best performance on TV of this past year. Period. End of discussion.
Yeah. I nominated him, but
for me, the snub that hurt the most was
what?
You cut out there. What's the snub that hurt the most?
the snub for me. The TV snub that hurt the most was Barry not getting in for Best Comedy Show.
Barry
I'm not
was never getting
surprised.
Best comedy.
I'm not surprised. Usually after a third
The
season,
Globes don't like, especially when it comes to comedies, they don't like dark things.
not just that too. Like after a third season, like they just forgot a show existed. Like especially if they gave it no wins. Like after 3 seasons, they're pretty much done.
Yeah.
That's why Ted Lasso is ending at the 3rd season. Like this is our last chance to get them Globes. But in all seriousness, though, yeah. I do want to say my best actor limited because I chose some cool picks in here. Will Arnett for Murderville, Steve Carell for The Patient, Taron Egerton Blackbird, Daniel Radcliffe for Weird, and Sebastian Stan, but for Fresh, not Pam and Tommy.
Interesting. Question though about Murderville. It's not a limited series unless you're doing the most recent special.
It's an anthology series, though, right? Isn't it?
It's just a comedy series.
No, I think it was classified as sketch series.
Oh, well, I'm counting the special. I'm counting the special then. I was just too lazy to put in the name of it. I think it's like Murderville, a holiday special, something like that. But yeah, George and Tammy is some of the best television out there. It's like about to air its third episode, and I would give it best limited series of the year. I really would. My comedy is pretty much straightforward. Instead of Wednesday, I had Julia in. I wasn't a huge fan of Wednesday. I'm sorry to all the Wednesday loves fans.
I
out
wasn't a
there.
fan of Wednesday either.
Yeah, I didn't nominate her.
I'm very picky. I'm very picky about TV.
Yeah,
I want to watch something that maintains consistency to a point where I say to myself, I want to see the next season. And most shows just don't do that for me.
no, they don't.
That's why I'm more of a sitcom guy than a drama guy.
Yeah,
The only two dramas I watch Stranger Things and Morning Show, but not many others.
yeah. Last thing I want to mention before I wrapped up, I nominated 5 White Lotus actors in the limited categories.
Oh, do tell.
Jennifer Coolidge, Megan Farley, Audrey Plaza, and supporting actress. In supporting actor, I nominated F. Murray Abraham and Will Sharp. I think that's how you say his name.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So I nominate 5 White Lotus actors. Just because I could. All right, this is about it. I didn't expect this to go as short as it did, but
Do you have an interesting thing we can discuss if you wanted to go a little longer?
Sure. What
The
is
Hollywood
it?
Reporter just released their list of their top films of the year.
Oh boy, I'm not ready for that.
Number one, what? Okay, should I start at the bottom or at the top?
It's 10, right? So start at the bottom.
All right. So, wait. Now it's okay. So they have the multiple of their critics. So the combined top 10. Number 10 is The Quiet Girl.
Never even heard of it.
Number 9 is The Inspection.
Yes.
Number 8 is Armageddon Time.
Ugh.
Number 7 is All the Beauty and the Bloodshed.
Okay.
Number 6 is EO.
Agreed.
Number 5, you're going to like this one, is Bones and All.
Yes.
Which just made, I think it was Variety.
Variety's worst of the worst.
5 worst of the year. Which is someone said it's just a way of saying, tell me you don't like gore without telling me you don't like gore.
Exactly. That's how I think.
Number 4 is After Sun.
Okay.
Number 3 is Tar.
Okay.
Number 2 is Decision to Leave.
And
Take a guess is number 1.
Top Gun Maverick.
Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
And then it breaks down at the bottom. It breaks down like each of their movie critics, what their top 10 are.
Yeah.
One of them, the number 1 is Tar. One Fine Morning, Armageddon Time, The Cathedral, Happening, Bones and All, The Inspection, St. Omer, Benediction, and All the Beauty and Bloodshed.
Yeah.
The next one is St. Omer, Lingui, The Sacred Bonds, After Sun, Everything Everywhere All at Once, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, The Eternal Daughter, Free Chol Soo Lee, Decision to Leave, Riotsville, USA, Tar, All the Beauty and Bloodshed, EO, Tar, The Cathedral, Marina, Louis Armstrong's Black and Blues, The Eternal Daughter, After Sun. Point is, they really liked After Sun and Armageddon Time.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's been an interesting year for film. Banshees lead the Globe nominations with 8, but it's a fucking curse to have 8 nominations at the Globes.
Because that, of course, means you're for sure the most you can win anyway is 7 because you're double nominated in a category.
Not just that, too. I looked it up. Every movie that was nominated for 8 Golden Globes only won 1 award.
Here's the thing. I know people are not necessarily going to like me saying this. I feel like Banshees might be the power of the dog of this year.
I think Colin Farrell, if Colin Farrell was not already a lot to win comedy actor, the 8 nominations pretty much confirmed he's going home with it.
Like, it might get all the nominations down the line, but it's not going to win very much.
And I think that's exactly what's going to happen here.
Yeah. I think across the award season, I think that's going to be the case.
I'm debating on my picture drama though. I'm leaning towards either Avatar or Elvis.
I think it's going to be Elvis. Elvis is their kind of.
Oh,
movie.
are these are you doing winter predictions?
Oh, now we're just now we're on to like
We're
predictions.
just talking in general for like a couple more minutes, and then I gotta go. But I'm leaning towards Elvis.
I'm not ready to predict.
We're just talking. It's just general thing.
I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be Elvis, especially if Austin Butler knocks it out of the park tonight on
Yeah,
SNL. I think that's gonna be the lasting image going into the beginning of this next year.
yeah, I would agree
Because
with
also
that.
all the late night shows are done, so no one can go on a late night show again until like mid-January to promote anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that Elvis is gonna win. I don't know because I'm leaning towards Avatar too because it
I
could
will say
pull
here's the
character
thing:
in
if
for Sherman.
Elvis wins, because Butler, I'm pretty sure is going to win.
Oh yeah, that I'm
Elvis
sure.
wins as that. Does Baz Luhrmann?
You think Austin Butler's going to beat Brendan Fraser?
Oh yeah, duh.
Because here's the thing: them nominating Brendan Fraser was the whole being like, see, we don't have anything against him, but because he's not going to show up, they're going to give the award to someone they know is going to come to their show.
And that's definitely Austin Butler. Not only that, too, his performance, Butler, is up their alley.
And
Yeah,
they like a good musician.
Which makes sense because if Fraser wins, they would be forced to say Brendan Fraser couldn't be here tonight.
Exactly.
But that's
Because
not true. Brendan Fraser didn't want to be here tonight.
Exactly. That's why it's going to go to Austin Butler.
And they can't say that. So
and well, that's why it's going to go to Austin Butler, who's then going to go and give a killer speech, and that's going to send him on the highs of the rest of the award season and potentially get him the rest of the season.
Like, I was already sure he was going to get.
Right now, Colin Farrell is leading in precursor wins for best actor.
You know who was also leading the precursors?
Benedict Cumberbatch. And Andrew Garfield.
You are right that precursors don't always equate to a win. Benedict Cumberbatch had more best actor wins than Will Smith.
Yeah.
So
but here's the thing, precursors almost
the actor, especially in actor, whoever gets most of the precursors usually does not go on to win the Oscar.
I could think of what was it?
Because then also the year before, wasn't it Adam Driver was like sweeping them for Marriage Story, and then Joaquin Phoenix just kind of swooped in and took everything else?
Exactly. And the year of Labor too, the 4 acting winners were not the lead in the precursors, especially in the supporting categories, because the supporting categories
Gary Oldman and Frances McDormand were.
But the supportings weren't though. Willem Dafoe and Laurie Metcalf led the precursors.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't rely on
true.
the precursors to wins.
Yeah, the precursors
nominations.
Also because last year, I'd like to note in supporting actor, someone who made it in a lot of the precursors, but then didn't show up anywhere else, Robin DeJesus.
Yeah, yeah, he did show up.
He showed up a lot of places and then didn't show up anywhere else during award season.
So you can't.
He should have justice for Robin DeJesus.
Yeah, you can't always use precursors as a guidance for wins. Nominations definitely, they definitely.
But when it comes to the winners,
you
not
can't.
so much because it's such small.
When it comes time for the actual events. After the Golden Globes, I usually would start determining things on the basis of who's winning elsewhere. I initially had Cody Smith McPhee predicted to win the SAG, and then Troy Kotsur won. And then once Troy Kotsur won the Critics' Choice Award, I switched my allegiance to Troy Kotsur.
Part of it is too, it's not just like who gives the best performance, like in the movie. When it comes down to the winning, quite frankly, it comes down to who's given great speeches all season.
And
if you don't get to give a speech, your odds of winning are much lower.
And that's what happened with Cody Smith McPhee, because he was not able to give a speech and start to build momentum for him. That's what happened.
And part of it too, quite frankly, Olivia Colman's win was because she gave one of the funniest speeches
Yes,
all
we
award
just-
season at the Globes.
And people
And then
just
her
want to
Oscar
see her
speech
get on
was
stage.
The one thing we all remember from her Oscar speech is her going like, Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of stuff that like gets you somewhere. Coda, their momentum from SAG forward rose significantly because of the speech Marley Matlin gave.
Exactly. You have to pay attention to the televised winners and the speeches they give. Because they all Nicole Kidman.
Well, I went with Coda for Best Picture because Power of the Dog was flawed.
Yeah.
Power of the Dog was not a good movie.
No.
I mean, I've been saying it all along, but I think we're far enough removed from it that we can finally admit it was not a good movie.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Coda. Not Coda, I'm sorry. The thing about the Globes that year is that it just killed momentum for most of the winners. Like Will Smith, Ariana DeBose hanged on. But it killed
Garfield. If Andrew Garfield had been able to give a speech,
he probably would have been a strong contender in the awards.
He probably would have won SAG, maybe not necessarily the Oscar, but I think he would have won at least one more award that season.
I would second that.
And I also think if Rachel Zegler had the chance to give a speech,
she would have earned herself
she would have had at least a nomination. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Globes this year, them coming back matter a huge amount. The momentum that they could get.
Yeah, just because it at least gets like the faces out there, not just the names.
If Angela Bassett wins the Globe, I said
she's sweeping. If she wins, she's sweeping.
Not just that, the speech she would give would definitely help elevate her to
it would be probably on a similar level to Cheryl Lee Ralph's Emmy speech.
Yeah, for Abbott Elementary. But that's the thing we need to pay attention to. These weird Globe wins might factor big.
Well, and that too is kind of like when you look at the year Olivia Colman won, Glenn Close wasn't giving that great of speeches.
No, and I love how they put her all the way in the back, so she had a super long way to walk to the stage.
So part of it is they tend to put, if like enough of you, like if your movie Andrew Castor nominated both, they put you closer to the front because there's more nominations. But if you don't have all the nominations, they shove you in the back, which is why, like, for example, the year that the best example of this is the year Gina Rodriguez won for Jane the Virgin. And they literally had her in the back of the TV section.
Yeah.
Which as it is already the like second
tier.
And they had her in the back of the second tier. So it took her like 5 minutes to get up to the stage because they had her in the back of the room.
If you want to
see, thought she was actually going to win.
If you want to see,
at least the next year they had the smarts to put Rachel Bloom and Gina Rodriguez a little bit closer to the front.
If you want to see someone who had to walk far away, watch Jacqueline Bisset's Golden Globe speech for Dancing on the Edge. The distance that poor woman had to walk in heels is really like she was probably further than Gina Rodriguez was.
Well, Gina Rodriguez was literally in the back of the TV section, which is the furthest back in the room you can possibly be.
Yeah. Jacqueline Bisset might as well have been having dinner with the janitor, pretty much. Like, that's how far back she was.
Yeah. Which is why I'm going to be curious to see how they set it up this year.
I could see them doing...
This year, I think I recall them saying that only the nominees are allowed to go. Like, if you're not nominated, you're not going.
I don't think they're going to do that. Because if they did that...
I remember hearing because they only have so much space because they're back in the Beverly Hilton.
Yeah, but still, I think they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I think they might have to make some exceptions. Like Stephanie Hsu, there's like no way she's not going.
But her movie's nominated, so she is nominated. So I think it's like if you are not in the cast of a movie or a show that is not nominated and you are not an individual nominee and you are not, say, the date of a nominee, then good luck.
Okay.
It's not like in previous years how they'll invite like just John Legend and Chrissy Teigen just because they can. Like,
okay.
That kind of thing, I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
The one thing I lamented about the Schitt's Creek win for comedy at the Golden Globes is that we didn't get to see the cast all together on stage.
Because at the Globes, they were doing the whole separate Zoom.
Because that was deep in COVID.
They did a separate Zoom thing, but it would have been so fun to see the cast of the show
Well, that's
together on the
we got it
stage.
at the Emmys at least,
Yeah.
and then they all got COVID afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this year they're all gonna be back together. I want to see Abbott Elementary win. That's my one wish.
Yes,
You
I
know,
want. I want to see that.
I think they are going to win because I had said before, if Ayo Edebiri got a nomination, the Bear was going to sweep, but she did not get a nomination. Therefore, I do not think the Bear is going to sweep. I think that is
Abbott-
going to be a lone Jeremy Allen White nomination.
I think Jeremy Allen White's gonna win.
Oh,
I think
he's winning. He's winning. that
Yeah,
category.
because he's the new guy.
I've
Well,
been
not
betting
just-
on that since June.
The new guy, he's quite frankly the best guy in that category.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I love me some Steve Martin,
And
Martin,
Martin, sure.
and both of them were phenomenal. But if Steve Martin was going to win, he should have won for the first season, specifically the season 1 finale with the elevator sequence, because that is the most genius bit of comedy I have ever seen in my life.
Donald Glover just isn't strong, and Bill Hader's performance last season was
But
just
they
too
don't. They're nominating him just because they tend to nominate the same people. But yeah, Hader, he's not winning.
Yeah.
They didn't nominate Rami Youssef.
That
No.
I'm surprised by. Well, I figured it would be only Glover and Youssef. I'm just surprised they went with Glover, that's all.
I am too.
Because Glover's the bigger name of the two.
Still though.
They're trying to get big names back in the room.
But Donald Glover didn't even go last time he was nominated. I don't think he's
Yeah, but
gonna
he
go
went for
now.
the first season.
True, but
It's
again,
also
I
been a
don't-
while. Who knows? He might go again.
yeah. You may be like, okay, time to go outside again.
Well, because it's also for Atlanta's last season.
Yeah.
So,
True. We'll see.
and he does have another show coming out, I think, sometime within the next year or two anyway. So,
Yeah.
he's got the Amazon Prime
The Mr. and Mrs. Smith show.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have that.
that was supposed to
Who did Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Who replaced her?
I
forget.
don't remember the name, but I know that somebody. It's a relative newcomer actress,
Yeah.
I believe, or like not necessarily a newcomer, but like someone who's not as well known.
Yeah. I think that's obviously I think that's another reason why they nominate Wednesday too. Like, I'm pretty sure Jenna Ortega would definitely show up. Like that, I'm pretty sure of.
Yeah, well, also because she lives in LA.
I'm just surprised they nominated both Gomez and Ortega. Like, I legit thought it was gonna be one or the other.
I am so happy they did. Now that's the thing, is because of that, I don't know who's going to win comedy actress.
I want to say Brunson. I don't think
Either.
it's
I think the safe thing would be to say Smart, but I don't know if they do. Although because Babylon's nominated, Smart's going to be sitting at the front table, so they might do it just because she'll already be up front and they won't have to wait as long.
True.
I'm going with Quinta Brunson.
That
I
could
think
happen.
here's the thing, because I think because of how the supporting actors category looks, I think it's going to be Cheryl Lee Ralph winning, or Janelle James, because I was surprised they nominated Janelle James.
Janelle, I was happy to see Cheryl Lee Ralph win the Emmy, but I honestly should have gone to Janelle James.
See, but I think
I
Cheryl
love
Lee
both
is
of them, so I
better.
can't. I love both of them, so I can't.
Also,
exactly
because
why.
this is season 1, it's nominated for seasons 1 and 2 combined.
Yeah, so
I don't. That's making it harder because I feel like Janelle, so far has had more to do in season 1 than in season 2. Ralph has had more in season 2, so it's like I don't know which they go with.
yeah,
Because if you're combining them, it makes it much harder to
yeah.
determine.
I will
think
say,
Abbott wins series. One of the supporting actress nominees for Abbott wins.
the show wins.
Because the show, Quinta does not have to win for the show to win, and I do not think Quinta is winning as good as she is.
Yeah. What was
I
I gonna
think
say?
it's between.
I
I
think-
think it's going to be Smart.
I'm actually going to take a risk here and say that Jenna Ortega might snipe it.
I was about to say because I think it's going to be Smart, but that's if I'm playing it safe. They do like to nominate the newcomer.
They
But
do
so I
like
think
to give the
it's-
newcomer wins
I truly think it could be any combination of Smart, Ortega, and Gomez.
because here's the thing: the Globes were like, "Hey, look at us! We gave this award to the show before you guys did. Look at
I
us."
can tell you who it's not going to.
I could tell you, Katie Cuoco.
Why
That
she's even nominated, I don't know.
well, they always have to nominate at least 2 veterans, not veterans like who's been nominated before. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but there's plenty of other people they could have nominated. They
Oh
could have
yeah,
Brosnan
David
instead of
Brosnahan,
Cuoco.
Applegate. Like I could literally go on and on for like
So
an
many
hour.
people they could have gone with instead.
Yeah, I agree. This is like a lazy choice. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I think Jenna Ortega might snipe it. I think Ortega, White, and then added for series with Cheryl Lee Ralph. And then supporting actor, God only knows. Like supporting actor,
Either
in
Tyler
comedy-
James Williams or Henry Winkler.
like supporting actor comedy drama is such a weird category. Like
Who's in it again?
I got it. John Lithgow for the
Uh,
Wait, no, can you read off who's in it again? 'Cause
No,
I
I'm
don't-
going to. John Lithgow for The Old Man, Jonathan Pryce for The Crown, John Turturro for Severance, Tyler James Williams for Abbott Elementary, and Henry Winkler for Barry.
I've got to say, I could see them going with Price if they're lazy. If they're
If they're-
lazy, they're going with Price. If they're
Yeah.
feeling lazy but don't want to seem lazy, they go with Winkler. If they're feeling inspired, they go with James.
Or Turturro.
Yeah. Turturro's if they're feeling spicy.
I think Lithgow is by far the laziest in this category because
They just saw
he's
his
been
name.
name checked to win in this category a couple of times already.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I would love
then-
to see Tyler James Williams win, though. That would
Me-
be amazing.
that would be very inspired, but I don't think it's going to happen. And then supporting actor and actress limited, I'm pretty sure these 2 are done deals. F. Murray Abraham and Jennifer Coolidge.
I still think Aubrey Plaza could take it.
John Coolidge.
I was originally thinking Aubrey Plaza, but here's the thing. Have you seen the finale yet, Caroline?
We discussed this yesterday. I've seen clips. I never finished the show because I got bored.
All right, I will say this: Jennifer Coolidge's character has a huge
I haven't seen it
moment.
at all.
And I've seen the moment, and I was not impressed with the moment.
Yeah, no spoiler, but Jennifer Coolidge
I've
has a
seen
huge
the
moment.
moment, and I was not impressed with it.
I didn't say it was a good moment, but it's still a big moment. So I
Plenty
could
of
see
people
them-
have big moments and don't get nominations for them.
Yeah, well, true. I would love to see Plaza winning because I've seen the whole series. I think Plaza overall gives the better performance.
Well, and I think the other so it also depends on, I believe, does the Globes do this similar to the Emmys where it's like you have to submit episodes?
I don't know honestly because they just say the series anyway.
Okay. Because the
Like-
Emmys does the same thing, but then like that like for performances they have to submit like up to 3 episodes.
The Globes, we don't know that. The Globes,
Yeah.
we never know that.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure F. Murray Abraham wins the supporting actor, but I would love to see Domhnall Gleeson wins for The Patient. Like that-
Domhnall?
Yeah. Obviously, Brendan Gleeson's not winning supporting actor movie, but how cool would it be for father and son to win the same night?
I think just them being nominated on the same night is
Yeah.
kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, but I would prefer him to win for The Patient. Like, I would prefer the son to win.
Who else is in that category?
F. Murray Abraham, White Lotus, Paul Walter Hauser, Blackbird, Richard Jenkins for Dahmer, and Seth Rogen, Pam and Tony.
I'd like to see a Paul Walter Hauser win.
That would be also a great win.
But I think if anything, I think Blackbird's getting at least one win because I think Taron Egerton's probably going to win.
I would second that. I
He's
don't
a
think
previous winner. They really like him.
I don't think
He's
Dahmer-
also just seems to be supposed to be like a nice guy.
yeah.
We know he'll show up.
Yeah. The only person from Dahmer who I think actually has a chance of winning is Niecy Nash.
I think Niecy Nash is going to win.
Yeah, I could see both White Lotus women canceling each other out and then giving it the win to Niecy Nash. And I'd be more than okay with that as long as it's the only win Dahmer gets. I'm okay with that.
Because here's the thing: White Lotus is probably going to win series.
That I'm sure. And it looks like F. Murray Abraham all but pretty much has these awards.
Hmm.
So 2 awards, that's not too bad.
Yeah, especially for the Globes when you can only get so many awards.
Now, actress limited. Are we pretty sure Amanda Seyfried's just going to sweep the rest of the Winter Awards?
That would be correct.
Yeah, I agree with that. But let me just say, Jessica Chastain and George and Tammy, that is not a name check. That is well deserved.
Well, I
And
feel like anything with Chastain is quite frankly deserved.
But she's better in George and Tammy than she was in the eyes of Tammy Faye, and I have no shame in saying that.
All right.
So she's not going to win.
I'm
but-
going with Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah, me too. I think we're all in agreement.
My personal choice would be Lily James.
My personal pick would be Jessica Chastain. Let me tell you, it ain't Julia Roberts. I can tell you that much. They did nominate Julia Roberts, just not for the thing we thought they would nominate her for. Actress drama, I'm pretty sure this is going Zendaya for Euphoria. I think without her major competition, yeah, I'm supporting. I think this is Zendaya's. Actor drama, I don't know. I have Adam Scott winning for Severance right now, but that does not feel right.
So part of you want to go with Bob Odenkirk?
Yeah, because Better Call Saul did make series, which it never does. This is its first time nominating series at the Globes. Like, it never happens. It's not Diego Luna, Kevin Costner, or Jeff Bridges, so it has to be either Bob Odenkirk or Larry Stein.
Could be Diego Luna though.
I would be more than happy with that.
I could see them. I could see them doing it to try and get on the mouse's good side.
That is true. That is true. Then who do you think wins series then?
Who are my options?
Drama?
I got it. Better Call Saul, The Crown, House of the Dragon, Ozark, Severance.
Honestly,
Severance.
it's probably The Crown.
They totally fucking won. They really fucking
Here's
won.
the thing: we so thought they weren't going to because the reviews were so bad, and then they went all in on The Crown. Except Debicki didn't get nominated, right?
No, she did.
Oh, she did.
Manville didn't. Manville's the only one that
Never
people
thought
were
she would. But Debicki's. Oh, you know what? Debicki's winning supporting actress.
It's definitely Debicki versus Ralph, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know who wins out of the two, though. That's where it gets hard.
I think the two Abbott ladies could cancel each other out.
Yeah, if that's the case, then Debicki easily wins. Because you have Julia Garner for Ozark.
If they went all in on The Crown like that, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to give The Crown the win again, even though it is not a deserved win.
I don't disagree with that theory, but I do think that if I'm predicting Bob Odenkirk or Adam Scott, I might just end up picking their shows to win series. I'm just not sure which one I'm picking yet. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be an interesting year. The Golden Globes are on Tuesday this year.
What's the exact date for them?
January 10th.
Oh, damn it. I'm still out of the country then.
Gerard Carmichael's hosting.
Love me some Gerard Carmichael.
I will be live reacting to it, dressed up as Shazam. Again, thank you, Club Ortiz. I really appreciate this. And yeah, I can't believe I agreed to do it. This is what I get for gambling. That's what I get for gambling. Because I was 100% sure The Boys was going to get at least one nomination.
I so thought Anthony Starr was going to get in.
Same. But they went with Kevin Costner, and yeah, didn't even nominate Yellowstone series.
Well, Kevin Costner's a big name.
Yeah. And I think they want him there to present Best Director. Like, that's what I can see happening.
Yeah, and hopefully whoever wins the thing doesn't say, that was dramatic.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. On the movie side is where things get harder, but I'm saving that for another live stream.
All right.
The Utah Film Critics announce in 5 minutes.
Whatever. It's Utah.
At this point in time, the critic circles, the big ones have already announced.
Yeah. I'm gonna wrap up in a second, but I do want to say that I'm excited for the Golden Globes this year. It's a fun list of movies. I'm gonna try and maybe do a live stream next week, considering I'm gonna be home now more. Thank you, COVID. Thank you. So I'm probably gonna try to do at least one more live stream before Christmas, and then I'll do a big live stream talking about Globe winners. 'Cause I still don't know what the hell I'm gonna do in drama picture. That I need some time to think about.
I'm pretty sure it's going to Elvis.
I'm really not. There's not a whole lot I'm really willing to call just yet.
Like the only two movies that I'm sure is not winning picture drama is Tar or Top Gun Maverick. Like that,
Here's
I'm
the
sure.
thing. I'm comfortable saying Elvis because Elvis got into categories we didn't think Elvis was going to get into, namely screenplay.
Elvis didn't get screenplay.
Wait, no.
He got director.
Elvis got into screenplay somewhere.
Not here.
Okay. I might have misread. Is it Critics'
Probably
Choice?
with the Australian Association.
It got into screenplay at Critics' Choice.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Except the Critics' Choice splits it, so
yeah, but
I don't
Elvis
know.
still overperformed with Baz Luhrmann. Well, I was predicting Baz Luhrmann since June. No one wanted to listen.
Did Tom Hanks get nominated?
No,
I
he
don't
didn't.
know. What?
Tom Hanks didn't get nominated.
Okay.
No, thank God.
They went to Brad Pitt for Babylon and Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse. I got a 3 out of 5. I was not expecting them to double up on Banshees. I was expecting that to be an Oscars only type thing.
Because usually it is an Oscars only type thing.
So for the Globes to do that, that's very weird. Like that's definitely out of the ordinary by them.
Someone asking if Spielberg had a chance for Best Director. Here's my answer. If Spielberg wasn't the one who'd made The Fabelmans, I don't think we'd be talking about The Fabelmans as much as we are.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do think
So
Spielberg,
I think the nomination is the win.
but he could win here though, and just not at the Oscar. Like
I don't think he wins here. I'm not sure yet who I think wins, but I don't think it's him.
The problem is who I pick for director depends on who I'm picking picture drama.
I don't
Because if I'm predicting Avatar: The Way of Water to win, I have to predict James Cameron.
So no, so here's my thing. Especially because of more and more of the reviews I'm seeing for Avatar are like, technically, it is a fantastic film. Story-wise, it is very So what I could see is James, because the Globes doesn't have any kind of technical awards, I could see them giving Cameron director because of all the technical work that was done on that film because of him, but not giving the film Best Picture Drama because it didn't have all the components.
That is true. Like, I know in this category they go with the most directed, not always the best directed, but the most.
Which is why I think like an Elvis.
Yeah, it's
because that has
the most directed.
Luhrmann written all over it in the biggest, brightest letters possible.
Yeah, again, that did the most directed, but not the best directed.
Exactly, which is why it very well could go to Baz Luhrmann and throw the entire year in chaos, which would be so much fun. But I could also see them going with the Daniels and director.
Exactly, which throws me off even more. So.
I think I could see them going with the Daniels.
I do think
it has the most directed that they like, but it also has all the components they like in a film.
I do think Fabelmans wins screenplay here, kind of like almost a Trial of Chicago 7 type win for screenplay here.
They usually play it safe in screenplay.
Which I guess is fine because they don't split it up, so they can't really go out there anyway. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. Caroline, Rob, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to have more details about my podcast on my Twitter page, hopefully by next week, and maybe just start planning my first episode. Thank you guys so much for joining, and bye.
Bye.
Bye.